Welcome to the Actor's Choice, where the actors and actresses have a chance to talk about themselves and their careers. Join us now for the next hour as we explore the marvelous industry of acting by actors and actresses from today's exciting show business world. And now, direct from Hollywood, here's your host, Ron Brewington.
Welcome to the Actor's Choice, brought to you by Photography as an Art, Harvey Brandman, master photographer, located at 1307 North San Fernando Boulevard in Burbank, California. And attorney Ron Irwin's 5150, the book. It's the story of young Irwin serving 13 months in South Vietnam as a Marine. And author Larry Buford's book to the future, Time Travel, Message in a Capsule, now available in paperback for only $17.95. And our newest sponsor, State Farm agent Carla Green, who says, and like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. My guest today is the Executive Director of the Black Hollywood Education and Resource Center, or BHEP as they call it. BHEP is a nonprofit public benefit organization founded in 1996 by Sandra Evers Manley to remove the veil of invisibility that shrouds African Americans and other diverse groups from the main stage and to spotlight diversity and the stellar contributions of black film and television artists who brought dignity and professionalism to even the most menial of roles. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome John Forbes. John, welcome. Thank you so much, sir, for being here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Ron.
So
it's
much.
a pleasure, man.
That was a mouthful of stuff I said.
Oh, no. Hey, but you can do it.
Hey, we can do it. Yeah, we can
you
do
can
it.
do
So
it.
that's that can-do attitude.
That's what you got to have.
Yes, I like that hat you wear on.
Oh, thank you.
Yes,
From the African American Museum.
Okay.
National African American.
So you plug in everybody.
Oh, yes.
Hey, work that thing, bro.
All
Work
right.
that thing. Wow.
In D.C.
What exactly does BHERC do as an organization to meet their mission? What do you guys do?
Well, you know, we've been in existence again for over 25 years.
Okay.
And what we do is on a whole different levels.
Mm-hmm.
You know, first level was we created an avenue for young, shouldn't say young, but filmmakers
Okay.
who have not really gotten into the system as of yet.
Uh-huh.
And we were one of the original organizations that created short films only. So we created 3 festivals,
Okay.
and we showed nothing but short films.
Why just short films?
Because we discovered that there's a lot of people out there making these films.
Oh, yes, with the technology and availability.
And they use this as a stepping stone.
Got you. That
And
makes
you take
sense.
examples like Ryan Coogler.
Oh, yes.
You know, he did.
The famous
Right.
Ryan. Yes.
And as I tell people all the time, you know, you think he really did something with Black Panther. If you ever get the opportunity to see a film that he did called Locks, it will just break your heart. It's about 6-7 minutes long. He did that while he was in college. And because we saw that film, and because of that, we became a champion of his. Sandra Evers Manley, the founder, just, you know, supported him. And we actually supported him about 2 or 3 films that he was able to produce while he was still in undergrad school, making short films. And so then we do that, and we've had all kind of filmmakers come through. Casey Lemons, she did a short film, and it was there. Gina Blythewood, Prince Blythewood.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
Gina Prince Blythewood.
Yes.
Get the whole name correct. Is that she's like family. She and Reggie Blythewood, they're like family to us. And, you know, every time we call on them, they're there. Yes. You know,
People do that once they
right.
get caught up in what you and Sandra are doing. Yes.
Right.
They
Just
give
like
of themselves.
yourself.
It's a
You know?
pleasure. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah. And Gina is always there. She's had her short film that was in our festival and things like that. And so we do that. We move from that. And so doing the short films, we have 4 short film festivals a year. The first one is called Sisters Doing It for Themselves.
Okay.
And that is normally women of color.
Okay.
And that takes place in March.
Okay.
And then we have Real Black Men. We play a little on words of it, that one called REEL. And then we do African American Film Marketplace, SE Manley Short Film Showcase. We do those three. And then because people were coming out here to see the films
Yes.
from different parts of the country, and we have various organizations, chapters in various cities, and so we ended up having one in Dallas, and out of Dallas they kept coming out here, and they said, when can we show some of these films on our cruise? So they go on a cruise every year. And so we have another festival. It's called Festival at Sea. So we do that, And what's interesting about that festival, majority of our films are black.
Yes.
Or dealing with black subject matter. But on that ship, 3,000 people.
Right.
We get all kind of diversity, people wanting to come see the films.
All right.
And then the first thing they do is ask, what can I do to get these films and things like that? So we're working on an avenue for that now.
Okay.
And so we're doing that. The other level is we work with the studios.
Yes.
One on different levels there in helping promote their films.
Yes.
From our websites to doing word of mouth screenings,
WOM.
Right. Doing those.
Yeah.
And then we work with them when it comes to employment.
Yes.
And so we're not an organization that, goes in and says, hey, you better do this, you got to do that. No, we go in and work with them. They come to us, and that's what they like, Hey, how can you help us find this type of person or this type of person? And we will say, okay, we'll go out there and look. And that's all very quietly done, and we move that way. We don't go in and say, you better hire this person or you better hire this person like this. Hey, they come to us, bang. They find out, they come to us and we let them know what, they say what their needs are, and we try to satisfy that.
Yes.
And what they can do.
Wow.
And one of the leading companies in that is ABC Disney.
All right.
They work very good.
Yes.
They're striving to get out in the community.
Yes.
And work hard that way. Yeah.
Okay. I like the jingle that your organization says, remove the veil of invisibility that shrouds African American and other minority groups from the main stage. I like that.
Right. That's what we try to do.
Yeah.
To remove that veil. With that, then, we're all on equal footing.
Right. All on equal footing. Indeed. When did you become associated with this organization?
Oh, wow. Like I said, it's been over 25 years ago, longer than that.
Wow.
Sandra Evans Manley and I, we actually go back to the NAACP days.
Yes. Oh, yes. She was the president.
And she was the president, and I was on the board of directors.
Right.
And
Willis Edwards.
Willis Edwards, the great leader.
Oh, yeah. What was his favorite expression? What was his favorite expression?
Brother. Brother. Yeah, that was him.
That was him. She'll miss him. He's dead now.
Right. And so,
yes.
that was it. But, hey, and he taught us a lot.
Yes.
Willis did. And so we moved from that. When Sandra moved on from the NAACP, the Hollywood Beverly Hills branch, she got involved in helping a young filmmaker by the name of David Massey. Yeah,
yes.
produce a film called Last Breeze of Summer. And that film actually ended up being nominated for an Oscar in the short film category.
Yes.
And from that point on, she had the bug. Right. And so she got involved in that. And then she started this organization here called Black Hollywood Education and Resource Center. There was another young man involved at the time with her called Ralph Scott. And after a year or so, he moved on to New York and doing things. He did films himself now and stuff. But, I came in and he kind of laid the groundwork and I kind of took over and helped it grow from there.
Yes.
And so that's how that we all got started doing that. And one of the main key reasons that what we do is try to make sure that the African American public knows what's out there so they can get an opportunity to go see those films.
How do you do that?
Huh?
How do you do that?
Like again, we set up special screenings in various cities.
Okay.
Like I said, we got chapters of probably over 35,000 members across the country. You know, and if we count it, all the people who knew about us and stuff like that, it was probably more than that. And so we set up screenings in various, you know, the major markets.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hey, you try to always hit the top 10 African American communities and markets and get the word out there, let them know about that film, whatever it is.
Got you.
Uh-huh.
I got to talk to you about that website as a method of getting
Right,
stuff.
uh-huh.
Y'all got a website that won't wait a minute.
Oh, thank you.
Very
Yeah.
informative.
Yeah,
Very
we've been
informative.
working on that for a while.
Mm-hmm.
We've been working on that and trying to keep it updated and everything.
Yes.
But that's, yeah, and that's important, you know, because one of the key things I like is the box office. You know, because
Yes.
I think, again, if you look at that,
Mm-hmm.
it gives you some parameters of what the black community is going to see, or the movie-going community is going to see.
Yes.
And what happens there is that we have, you know, I always put all the black films that are released and are out that week,
Mm-hmm.
and the ones that are coming out.
Okay.
You know, we try to get the word out, you know.
Got you.
And then we have what is known as our pick of the week, you know, thing. And so we always, you know, do films like that. And they you know, we try, and sometimes, you know, there might be a black film that's, you know, take a Denzel film,
Okay.
you know, Equalizer. And we know people are going to go see that. So what we will try and do is also promote another black film that, you know, is kind of obscure,
Right.
whatever, and get people to go see that one. So we might have two pick of the weeks,
Right.
you know, but that's the way we work. And, you know, hopefully we'll get the following so they would trust us.
Yeah.
One of the things we do not try to do, and that's why we don't do reviews, and that is we don't try to condemn a film.
Right.
We put it up there, people go
Let
see
them
it.
be the judge
Let them
themselves.
be the judge.
Gotcha.
But we could have discussions on all the films. That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about.
Uh-huh,
Yeah,
right.
indeed. It's interesting because you say the first weekend, that's the name of your, that little specialty.
Uh-huh.
First weekend, a lot of people don't understand. Get there, when a movie comes out,
Right.
go the first weekend. Don't
Right,
wait for the
yeah.
second. Don't wait for the regular box office reviews.
Right.
Go
Go.
the first week because the studios, they need you out there.
And not only that, when you said two key things there. Not only the first weekend that film opens, a lot of times don't pay attention to the reviewer. Because they, 9 times out of 10, they're a different nationality.
Okay,
And so
okay.
they won't quite maybe get what we get in a film.
Right.
So when they see that film up there as the pick of the week from us for the first weekend club, then that gives them another point of view. That means we've seen the film and that we recommend that film. And the thing about the first weekend that's very important is that when that film is released and it opens up in, let's say, 1,500 theaters,
Okay.
if that film does not do well, then what will happen is it will start drawing. The studios will start pulling back,
Right.
and it won't start cutting down on the theaters. So the next week it might be down to 1,000, under 1,000.
Okay.
However, if that film does well at 1,500, what happens is that it will then turn around and the studios will put more money into prints and advertising.
Right.
So that by putting more money into prints, all of a sudden that movie is now, instead of 1,500, it's in 2,500.
Right.
And put more money in advertising.
Right.
And we try to make a point that one of the big faults in the early, during the black exploitation period, was that they didn't know how to sell the films.
No, they didn't.
They didn't know how to sell the films.
Still learning.
Right.
Right.
Perfect example is Five Heartbeats.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever see that documentary, but you should see that documentary.
I've been told, yes.
That documentary, Robert Townsend did an excellent job. That was a really good documentary. As we all know, the film was a great film, but no one went to see it. And one of the reasons was the advertising. They did not advertise in the correct market. Hey, we know, what do we watch? We watch, at that time, and not black programming.
Right.
We try to get we tell them, the studios, we try to get them to, hey, put your money into black, any of the black shows that's on TV now. That's what, Blackish, things like that. Advertise there. Secondly, advertise heavily in black radio.
Right.
That's where it is also. And so if they understand those two things, then we have a good shot. Right, very good shot. That's it.
A few years ago, there was an organization, I don't know if it was yours or whatever, but they reminded people of color, when you go to the movies, look at your ticket.
Right. That was part of us.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, because what was happening then, back in that time period, let's say there was a black film out and it getting a lot of press.
Yes.
You would go to a theater and you buy a ticket to see that movie, and you would see that movie. But what would happen is they would actually selling you a ticket to another movie.
Yes.
And so that movie's revenue went way up.
Yes.
Whereas the black film didn't do any business or whatever. So that was why I said, look at your ticket. And that's one of the things that, from an educational standpoint, we were trying to do.
Excellent.
Is teach them that. And another good point is when you go online, and this might be a little too inside, but you look at a film, some films, and they made, let's say, let's say $15 million, $20 million. And then you see a black film and it might have made 7 or 10 million. And you say, is it failing? But then what's the important thing for us to do also when you look at the box office thing is to look at per screen.
Right, per screen, yes.
Per screen.
About that average.
So now this film that's making $20 million, and it might have only made, because it's in more theaters and everything, it only made maybe $1,500 per screen. Whereas that black film is making maybe $7,000 to $8,000 per screen, sometimes $10,000 per screen. And when they look at that, then they also say, let's put this in more theaters.
Yes, yes. Spike Lee's last movie.
That's the way it goes. Right. Exactly. So those are the the little inside things you look at when we look at it and judging films.
Yes.
And the marketability of them if they're doing well.
Got you.
Right.
I get the distinct feeling that you like your job.
Love it. Love it.
Wouldn't have it no other way.
No other way.
Because anyone who lives here in Los Angeles, in Hollywood, they see you, they see Sandra, they know exactly who you are. They come to you with questions, advice. Right. I am so happy and proud to have known and met you and Sandra and the other people, Billy Green and
Billy Green, right.
So many folks who make what we call Hollywood
right.
what it is.
That's our posse.
Yes.
Right.
Thank you very, very much. Earlier you spoke about the various festivals. Can we go a little bit more, can we go back and go a little more in depth into that?
Okay.
Okay, each festival, as you said, has a special audience, okay? We talked about that. Each of the festivals, like Sisters, the way y'all spell the word sisters, and it has, I love the way you say it, sisters are doing it for themselves, film festival.
Right,
Yes.
They came up with that. The titles really came up before I got there.
Got you.
I mean, I was there, but on a day-to-day basis.
Gotcha.
But we recognize there's a lot of young women of color out there who were not getting the exposure to show the material. And we said, hey, let us put together a film festival for black women and women of color.
Right.
And so they came up with the names. Hey, the Sisters.
Sisters.
That was big back then. The Sisters are doing it for themselves. And so it shows, and that represents things that the Sisters are out there doing the films.
Yes.
They're out there raising the money.
Yes.
They're out there writing the scripts. They're directing. And some of them are all female crew.
Right.
But they're doing all the things that a producer, director, or writer will do.
Gotcha.
To get a completed product.
Right. You're holding in March. Why March?
It's Black History. Women's Month.
I knew there was a method to that madness.
Right.
Right.
That's our month. Their month.
Right.
It's our month too.
The sisters out there, they're making these movies.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the subject matters that they talk about in their films?
Oh man, and it's all genres, from comedy to drama to love, romance, right, to the way they are being treated today.
Excellent. Excellent.
You know, all those are very important issues to them.
Yes.
You know, and the one thing you see is the relationships. They deal with the relationships a lot. You know, almost all their, if it's comedy, you know, if it's a drama, and it all comes back to that one-on-one relationship between whoever it is, you know, and that's what they're dealing with, you know, and so it's very strong subject matters.
Yes, it is. I teach a course over at Santa Monica College, and we talk about relationships. And do you know the 3 top reasons why relationships either make it or break it? Number 3 is money. Number 2 is sex. And number 1, lack of communications.
Right.
Amazing.
Right.
And I've gone to some of these films, and you sit there, and they're short films, you know, but max 15 minutes or something like that.
Right. 15, 20 minutes.
15, 20 minutes. And you sit there and watch it, and it's a beginning, a middle, and an end. I like the way they do it.
Oh yeah.
But that
and
message,
you look at these films, you know, and you say, wow. I mean, a perfect example. I'll give you an example of a film. Young lady out of Florida that was in our last film festival. She did one called Bathroom.
Right.
And the subject matter was about this white establishment that sold dresses. And they sold dresses to black and white. But they used different restrooms.
Right.
So when you go into the black restroom,
They still doing that?
it was dirty. I don't know if they still are.
Yeah.
So what would happen is that they showed all these different black women going in there.
Wow.
And each black woman would do something different, clean it up, wipe the sink up, clean the commode, bring a new trash can in. So you see all this. And so finally, one day, the lady who owns the shop sits there and goes and looks, and she couldn't believe how well kept it was and how it looked. It looked better than theirs.
Yes.
And so what that led them to do was take down for colored only, and that bathroom became everyone's.
Thank you.
But it's a little subtle thing like that.
This is 2018.
Right. Right.
I pick up a newspaper and they say, this is the first.
Right.
This is the. I said, well, it's 2018. Why are we still doing the first?
Thank you.
When's that going to go away? When are you going to say this is the 55th?
Fifth,
Like
right?
That. They have to keep
Exactly.
numbers.
Tired of being the first.
Thank
and
you.
Also, we have another little young filmmaker that goes right here to USC.
Good school.
Did one on a sax player, male. So you know, hey, nothing to do with females or whatever, but it was that relationship that you saw in his music that evolved, and what, based on his father being killed and everything, he got off into it.
Yes.
But I'm saying that had nothing to do with female issues or whatever. It was just something that dealt with human nature.
Okay. Okay. Another festival that you guys have is the Youth Diversity Film Festival. That sounds like a real good one.
Oh, that's real good. Billy Green is in charge of that.
Billy Green.
Billy Green, Madam Billy Green.
Oh, yeah. Former past president.
Former past president. She was the first president in NAACP.
Right.
And then after her came Sandra.
Right.
Right. They thought they were grooming me, but I left when they left.
Got a good guy in there now,
Right.
Ron Hansen.
Ron Hansen's
Doing
my
a great
man.
job, yeah.
Yeah, Ron is great.
Yes.
And so, but this here is looking at high school, middle and high school students
Okay.
from the Los Angeles area. Ironically, it started here in the Los Angeles area.
Okay.
But some kind of way, the word spread,
Okay.
and we ended up having filmmakers from D.C., young kids, and these are all middle and high school students making films.
Got you.
And there are some great films. One of the leaders in this area was Washington Prep and Dorsey High School.
High school, yeah. Okay.
And now Dorsey is getting ready to really take off in that area.
Great.
And
Now, if they can improve the track, give them a decent track out there.
right, but their studio's gonna be a monster.
All right now.
I've seen the plans on the blueprints
right.
on that, and I tell you, but Billy Green and I, as representatives of BHERC, is part of their going to be part of their board and helping them and everything, and getting the word out there to the industry about the possibilities. Yeah.
Okay. I just want to back up for a second. According to your website, the 2019 Women's Sisters Festival, March 2019.
That's the 26th.
Right. Okay. And for
Right.
the youth program, it'll be in April of 2019.
The youth program might be a little later.
A little later, okay.
Okay. But
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned for that one, because normally that takes place
Yes.
when we have our major
Right.
film festival, and that normally takes place in the morning,
Okay.
and from 8:00 a.m.
Right.
till about 12:30, 1 o'clock.
All right.
And they bring, we have busloads bring the kids in with their films, and bring them. What's nice about it is they get the chance to come on a studio lot.
Like Raleigh Studios?
Raleigh Studios, who's been one of our favorite champions
yes.
all along,
For a long
right?
time, yes.
And so they get a chance to see that, and and it reminds me of when I was a kid, and I had the opportunity. Our teacher took us to one of the Channel 5. I had a chance to walk around that studio, and I fell in love with the industry at that point. I was in 6th grade and fell in love with it, and have been in love with the movie industry ever since.
Wow.
And so we give them that opportunity. So if you, on our website, you've seen photographs of the kids and everything, and you can see the ball they're having. We feed them in the morning so they can get started. They go watch the films. Then after the films, we then take them in back out to the cafe, feed them lunch.
All right.
And let them hang for a while.
All right. Get that experience. Get your feet on good ground.
Yeah. And so that's good. That's what we like doing.
The next festival, the crown jewel of your organization, the African American Film Marketplace S.E. Manley Film Showcase. Now, your boss, we got a video that we want to show of what she's got to say.
Okay.
Here we go. Can you run that for us, please?
Okay.
You realize it's not just a film festival, but there's something else moving inside of us, that we long for this that those people who will be celebrated tonight have been deserving of it for so long. But here is the watering hole, ladies and gentlemen. We came to it tonight to get full. So every now and then, if you feel moved and you just want to say,
So a lot of people came to Hollywood to be an actor, to be directors and writers. And I came because I wanted to see the reflection of my people. I wanted to see our stories. I wanted to see our vision. And I just wanted to see us. And I can tell you it has been a long struggle, and the struggle is not over. But I can tell you the BHERC, in which we call ourselves the Black Hollywood Education and Resource Center, has been here to help support emerging filmmakers that look like us.
All right, Madam President, looking good, looking good.
That's
looking
her.
Good. Wow.
I mean, she is so involved in so many different things.
Yes.
It's unbelievable.
Yes.
Not only, I mean, this is, I don't consider, and I know she doesn't either, consider BHERC a job.
She had a job.
She got a job.
Right.
This is passion for her. You know, we went back to D.C., just got back from the Congressional Black Caucus, where BHERC have created another division
Okay.
with us called Films with a Purpose. And the whole point of that is to find films that give a voice to things that can help better our community. And this film that we showed in D.C. was called 21 and Done. And that dealt with the not homeless, but the foster care system.
Okay.
And what happens is, and you've discovered what happens to these young people when they become 21, they're basically done. They're put out on the streets, have to try to fend and make it for themselves. And we saw what they were going through. And what was amazing is the people who watched this, some of them did not know this was going on. Some of them did. But they all were speaking about something needs to be done to it. So that's what we're trying to do, is bring a voice to that.
Yes.
Right? And then we have another film called, what's the name? Child. It's dealing with child support.
Okay.
Dealing with bullying.
Right.
These are young black girls
Right.
bullying each other. I mean, not each other, but bullying this one girl. And we're dealing with that. And so, you know, those are the type of things we're doing, you know. And then we have, what's all got us started was out of that Films with the Purpose, the original one was called Fight Back with Films.
Okay.
And we dealt in that film. We had 5 short films. This is how we really got started, and it evolved into Film with a Purpose. And that is, Sandra found a way to come up with $100,000
Okay.
to give to 5 filmmakers
Okay.
to create 5 short films.
Okay.
And, you know, that deals with things that can help stop gang violence and things like that.
Okay.
That was the whole thing. And that's why I could Fight Back with Films. And we did one called Dilemma, which was unbelievable.
Got your finger on the pulse, brother.
Right, and dealing with black and Hispanic problems.
Yes.
Right. And so that was very good.
Wow, as we just saw in the past video, other
Right.
video, a lot of folks come to these festivals
Right,
to learn, to meet folks, et cetera, et cetera. Now here's another video we showed. This was from this year, 2018, when Sandra came out and spoke again. Can you roll it, please?
And several years ago, when I was president of the Beverly Hills Hollywood NAACP, there was a young man who was a student at the American Film Institute, David Massey. It was in 1992. And David was working on his thesis project at the AFI, and he said, Sandra, I don't have the money to complete my project. Can you guys help? And I said, oh my God, David, we'll do what we can. We ended up writing to a lot of people. We raised about $30,000 for his project. And I can tell you, after that film, David submitted it to the Academy, and he became the first African American to be nominated in the short film category. Several years ago, less than 5, there was a young man out of USC named Ryan. You know who I'm talking about? Ryan who? Coogler. And he came to us and he said, hey, I'm completing 2 short films. Can you help me out? And B. Herc said, we can definitely help you out. And we provided 2 scholarships to Ryan. That is why we're here, because we believe and we know that we have the talent in our community and we won't be denied.
All right, Madam President. Marvelous. We're going to take a break, but before we do that, there's also REAL, which we talked about, spell R-E-E-L. Okay. We got some information. You brought some information about it. We'll come back and talk about it. Okay. So we're going to take a short break, and when we return, we're going to talk more with John Forbes, Executive Director, BHERC, and I'm enjoying this conversation with you, brother. Thank you.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fun. Yeah.
Enjoying it myself.
Indeed. This is The Actor's Choice. I'm your host, Ron Brewington. The studio of Harvey Brandman Photography as an Art is proud to offer you a $100 discount off any photo package valued at $300 or more. Harvey's been in the business for nearly a quarter of a century, and he certainly knows how to take care of his customers. So please give him a call today at 818-954-9294. That's 818-954-9294. You'll be glad that you did. And by the way, please tell Harvey that you heard about his offer right here on the Actor's Choice. 5150 the book. It's the latest release from author and attorney Ron Irwin. As a young Marine, Irwin spent 13 months in Chulai, Republic of Vietnam. His experience, where nearly 3 million Americans went to war, was, as he puts it, 5150. The book is currently available in paperback at lulu.com. That's lulu.com. And Irwin says he'll give 20% of net book sales split evenly between the veterans of foreign wars and Vietnam veterans of America. Back to the Future, Time Travel, Message in a Capsule. It's a new book by author Larry Buford. Now, it's a historical and faith-based account of how what we do and follow today will affect us tomorrow. The author also calls it an adventure for those who want to travel back through the time. The book is now available in paperback for only $17.95 from Amazon. Please get your copy today. And now a word from State Farm Insurance agent Carla Green. Roll video, please.
Let me ask you something. What do you see when you look at your home and your car? Do you see a bundle? A combo deal? That's how other insurance companies see them. But a State Farm agent sees so much more. Because the State Farm agent sees your home and your car as more than just 4 walls and 4 wheels. They see the things you've worked really hard for. So why not give them the protection they deserve? Let me help you with that. Give me a call. State Farm agent Carla Green, 213-239-9675. I look forward to speaking with you.
Thank you, Carl. And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. For more information, 213-239-9675. That's 213-239-9675. And finally, if you have a product, ladies and gentlemen, a service or any upcoming event that you'd like to see advertised on this program, please call 323-533-1036. That's 323-533-1036. Our prices are very affordable. Thank you. This is The Actor's Choice. I'm your host, Ron Brewington. Our guest today is John Forbes, Executive Director, Black Hollywood Education and Resource Center. Okay, John, let's keep moving right along, man. There's a special project that you head up called First Weekend Club. We talked about that. I want to make sure everybody understands how can they get in touch with you for the First Weekend Club.
They can go to our website,
Okay.
which is www.bherc.org.
Okay.
And there they could sign up.
Yes.
We always take a list of names when we do various events. We sign people up that way.
Gotcha.
And then, we try to create a networking system,
Gotcha.
so kind of keep people informed. They can also go to our Facebook page, We have two. One is First Weekend Club, and the other is Black Hollywood Education Resource Center. They can go to that one.
Gotcha.
And they could sign up. And what on those two pages, what we try and do is keep them informed on what is going on in the industry, what new TV shows are maybe coming on, what other opportunities may be out there, what seminars are going on, things like that.
Okay. Sounds good to me. Okay. I did notice on the picture that we just showed, it said Alaska. Can you explain that for me, please?
Oh, well, again,
Yes.
this is our festival at sea.
Okay.
And we take about when we about 20 films out of our various festivals that we have here.
Yes.
And we put them together. And then we take a tour.
Okay.
Yeah, it could be to the Caribbean.
Oh.
We've been there. It could be to Alaska. You know, by the way, Alaska got some of the best tasting water.
Yes, I know.
Delicious.
Especially out in the Aleutians.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, we've been over to Europe on a cruise.
Good grief.
And so, hey.
Okay.
And it's always amazing the people who don't know and are interested in these films.
Okay.
I mean, we get, like I said, it's about 60 or so people that will go on, sign up to go on the cruise and watch the films. But when we start screening the films in the theater on the ship, we get over 100 and some people
Excellent.
coming,
Excellent.
and they love it.
Love it. Okay. Save the date coming up. Next subject.
Right.
October 13th. What you got going down,
Oh,
sir?
that's Real Black Men. That's coming up. It's going to be at Raleigh Studios. It's going to be, we're going to show about 8 films,
Okay.
various subject matters,
Okay.
humor,
Okay.
some of them are, one is, like I say, humorous, dealing with a love affair.
Okay.
And the lover of the young man has died, and he want to bring him back.
Okay.
And then we deal with John Henry, this legend.
Yeah, the legend, yeah. Yes.
Legend of John Henry, a young kid, has this dream about him. A young filmmaker from USC again.
Okay.
Has made it.
Okay.
And then we do one on a fantasy about a young kid just out there swashbuckling.
Ah.
On his way home, he lives in the country, and so he just swashbuckling, he's having fun,
You said you like movies. We like
Right.
movies. Yeah, we like to go to a lot of movies. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
and so you think of, I don't want to tell the whole story, but
Yes.
it's a little thing at the end. Oh, all right, and so and he's in this whole fantasy world.
Got you.
And then we do one on which is really interesting, called The Beast Factor.
The Beast Factor. Come on down.
Right, and it's about bullying.
Okay.
And what it does is shows this young kid when he's being bullied, he actually begins to turn into a beast. Kids are bullying him.
Okay. Well, how do I see this movie? Date, place, and time, sir.
Oh, yeah, you'll see it October 13th, 7 p.m. at Raleigh Studios.
The address?
It's 5300 Melrose Avenue,
All right.
Los
How much is
Angeles.
Los Angeles?
Tickets are $25, but out of that $25, not only do you get the 7 films, but you also get a reception.
Yes. The food is
Right.
always good at your receptions.
Right, from Gwen Catering Service. Makes the best little pies you ever want to
See, right.
Yeah, that's what that thing is. So, but tickets are $25, and like I say, it's a great evening, it's a
Right.
great chance to meet filmmakers, for them to talk about people and everything.
Okay.
And like I said, we just have a ball.
Yes, you do.
Uh-huh.
Next project you guys got coming up.
This here is after that, we will be doing a thing called introducing Jessie Mae Robinson to the world.
Who was she?
Jessie Mae Robinson was a songwriter.
Okay.
One of the first blacks, maybe the first black female,
Okay.
voted into ASCAP.
Okay.
She wrote for Johnny Mathis. She wrote for Liza Minnelli. A lot of the white artists back in the days, and also for a lot of blues artists. And so she just had all kind of songs out there.
Okay.
And she, some people ripped her off.
Yes.
For her music and stuff, put their names on it and stuff.
I see.
But she still came out on top. And
Date,
this time-
place, and time of West Korea.
this will be Jessie Mae Robinson will take place at the Ebony Theater.
Okay.
Nate Holden.
Nate Holden. Okay. Okay.
In Los Angeles. And that will be October 26th.
All right.
Okay.
How much are tickets?
Tickets are for average general admission is $40, seniors $30,
Okay.
and students $30.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
One of the specialties of your festivals are the panels that they have, and you get a chance to see some well-known people come out there and do it.
Right.
Let's take a look at a video that it has some closing remarks. When I saw it, I said, "This is one I'd like to see." Can you roll that one, please?
If you want to go do a film, go do a film and stop sitting there asking people to listen to you.
We have wonderful filmmakers and producers, people here that have been in this craft and been doing this for years that can lend their knowledge. Awesome, great films by so many writers and stuff with terrific voice, and also so many filmmakers with terrific vision.
So wherever you are around the globe watching this, you got to make it here to the S.E. Manley Short Film Festival, man. There's a place for you because you can do it. This festival proves that anything is possible, but you have to be willing to go for your goals.
All right. Okay. That really has a lot to say. Please check out these festivals. What was the name of that? Beastmaker? You mentioned that?
Beast Factor.
Beast Factor.
Beast Factor, what's unusual about Beast Factor, real quickly, is that the filmmaker is only 10 years old.
What?
10 years
Hey,
old.
look at that.
That's unbelievable.
Wow.
And so we had to put that in the festival.
Thank you. John, you got to come back again. We're
I love
running
it.
out of time right now.
Okay.
There's so many things to say about it. And of course, give my best to the Honorable, the Madam President, Sandra Evans Manley. Love that lady. She's a
We'll do
marvelous,
that.
marvelous
We
lady.
all love her.
She's done a lot.
She got
for
a
lot
heart of gold.
Oh, what you say.
Right.
What you say. I want to also give special thanks to our sponsors, Harvey Brandman, Photography is an Art, Ron Irwin's 5150 The Book, Larry Buford's Book to the Future, Time Travel, Message in a Cartridge, and State Farm agent Carla Green. And of course, much thanks to our guest, I may say his name especially, I like to say this, John Forbes, Executive Director, Black Hollywood Education and Resource Center.
Just
John,
a
thank
worker.
you it's a worker.
Okay.
Thank you
Okay.
so much, brother.
You're
Thank
welcome.
You so much. Thanks for coming. And of course, I want to say because we ever grow up and get more and more people tuning in on us, tell your friends about us, and come on back again to see The Actor's Choice. Take care now.